So I'm going to show you how you can start doing the digital side of things now. So we're just in our Google Drive. Now I've gone to Field of Communication Design and I've gone to Package Files, Structural Packaging CDs, Design CD. And I'm going to choose this pack over here. So it is SPDN1. You can choose another one. This one here looks like it's ever so slightly different. What's going on here? This one has a little bit better base to it. That's easier to increase the width of it. So you might choose this one so you can modify the pack easier. This one here is good as well. Okay, you'll see slight differences. Is that this tab, right, comes over to the front, whereas this one here, the front has the tab swing around to here. So this is where the pack opens on the back of the pack. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do for that. Okay, so it's all good. It doesn't exactly matter that much. Okay, but I prefer to have this pack here. So I'm going to download that. Right click on it, and I'm going to download it. Okay, so I'm not going to open up in Adobe Acrobat. I'm going to save the file. Okay, now I'm going to now go over to the downloads and I'm going to now right click on the file, show in Finder. Okay, so this is just my downloads folder. Okay, and I'm going to right click on this now and then I'm going to open this up with Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so I've got this file over here. Okay, so I'm just going to go through with you what the layers are and what exactly they do. So I'm going to turn off the crease layer. Now the cut layer is where the big guillotine smashes down and cuts the board. That is the cut layer. Okay. I'll turn off the cut now and then you can see the crease. So this here is the crease layer where a blunt blade pushes down, scoring the board so it can fold the pack easy. You need to keep these both layers available at all times. Now I'm just going to press zoom to go into the zoom tool. I'm assuming you already know a bit about Illustrator by now, and I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, pressing the space bar to just move the image around the screen. Now I'm going to want to rotate this around. So if I press Command A or on the PC Control A, I'm going to press R to go to rotate. I'm going to click out here, keep my finger down, rotate around, press the Shift key so it locks in 45-degree increments. I'm going to rotate around so it is 90 degrees. Okay, so now if I deselect it, I can see the pack and I can edit this a lot easier. Okay, so what happens if you don't like the proportion of the pack? Now remember that if you don't want to do this pack, you don't have to. There are many others that you can use. Okay, so there's plenty of files there to choose from. Now I need to make this a little bit wider. Okay, so I'm going to go across to the Direct Selection tool and I'm going to draw a box around halfway along my box right here like this. Okay, now half of this is selected. You can see that these anchors, this anchor here and this anchor here is especially selected. Now I'm going to go over to my Direct Selection tool again, double click on it, and it brings up a dialog box which on the other screen, I'm just going to move it across now, and you see here vertical and horizontal. I'm going to click on vertical and say 0 movement. Okay, and I'm going to click on preview now. I'm going to move my horizontal, these nodes horizontally by 20 millimeters, giving myself another 2 centimeters of width for the pack. Okay, and click on OK. Now, this pack's not going to work because I now need to increase the width on the back. So I'm going to go again, make a box around this side here. I'm going to go over to my Direct Selection tool, click on preview. Yes, cool. Then it's going to increase it by, you can see it there. All right, so now something's wrong with this. is that it's actually now decreasing the width of my pack by 20 millimeters. I need to go over here and say minus 20 mil. So check this out. Okay, so now it's made it wider, the same width as the front. Click on OK. Design layer. Okay, cool. I'm going to drag this down now so it's below the crease, and I'm going to lock these other layers. So now I can't modify these layers at all apart from this design. Okay, cool so far. Now, I want to bring the image in that I like. So I have already selected the image that I like, and it's right here in this folder right here called PackageNet. And I'm going to, before I'm going to bring this in, I'm going to right click on it because it's a JPEG image, open with Photoshop, and I'm just going to instantly go to File, Save As, and I'm going to call this one here, same image name, but it's going to be a Photoshop image now. Right, so change the format to Photoshop and click on Save. Cool. So now let's go back to Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to now place this image underneath all these other layers. So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to, where are we? Where's Place? Place. And I'm going to now select this PSD file, which is the one that we saved just before. And I'm going to make sure that link is turned on and click on Place. Now, don't just click anywhere. All right, so I want you to now click and then drag the image to the size of the pack and a little bit over the edge of it. Okay, so this from the cut line to here is called bleed, and you need at least 5 millimeters clearance. 5 millimeters clearance, okay? Right, generally it's 3 millimeters, but we usually do 5 for packaging. Now I want to just simply move this image across, and you can resize it whichever way you want. Okay, so it fits on the pack. So you can see here that this image is a little bit too big. So I'm going to go to the normal selection tool. I'm going to reduce the size, press shift at the same time so it locks in proportion. And I'm going to resize it so it just is just a little bit beyond the tab on that image. And I'm going to do the same here too. Alright, so just give myself some clearance here. So does this image fit on now? I need to bring my image up a little bit. Alright, and I quite like that. My bread rolls, my pieces of bread are just going to go right across the base like that, so to swing around, inviting people to look around the side of the pack. Okay, I've got my nice garlic going across the back of the pack. It works out really nicely, okay? Alright, at this stage in time, if your image does not suit this pack, you can actually flip it using the flip tool. Okay, ask me if you want to know how to use the flip tool. And now you can just simply put in your designs over the top. So I might just have a black band going across. I'm going to draw my black band across here, for example. All right, go into the move tool, increase the size of that. Okay, now all my designs are underneath these cut and crease lines. Okay, so if I change the values of that black, you can actually see that. I might actually go over here, and I like this sort of brownie, this sort of color here. I'm going to go to the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to eyedrop that. So I get a nice consistent sort of coloring going on. Cool? All right. Now the beauty about having this as a PSD file is that every time you update the PSD file in Photoshop, it'll automatically bring the new one in, which is really cool. Okay, so I'll show you that now. So if I go to Photoshop, the image is still there. I can just do simple things such as go over to my levels, and I'm going to adjust these levels so they look nice. Okay, look a little bit nicer. So these are the dark tones. Go to the base of the mountain. Highlights, go to the base of the mountain there. So it's all good. And I'm going to increase the vibrancy. So I'm going to go over to my what are they called again? Adjustment layers, sorry. And I'm going to go to vibrance. And I'm going to bring my vibrancy up to like 30, which is a really nice vibrancy. So you can see how this gold's a lot nicer now. It looks like it's golden and the leaves are a little bit greener. Okay, I'm going to now press Command S. Go back into Illustrator, and it's going to ask, oh, it's updated. Click on yes, I like to update it, and you see here how this has changed. Okay, so now the levels are changed, everything's all good. I might need to go over to this one again, go to the color picker and reselect that black. Right, so whichever one suits you, and start putting your designs in. Okay, use the type tool to put type in. Okay, I'm going to keep on modifying this. I might bring my band down here, for example. Okay, where I'm going to have other text, for example. Okay, reduce this down a little bit. So it doesn't matter if this goes over. I prefer this this design to go over by 5 millimeters, please. 5 millimeters between the edge of the pack there. Okay, so this here is the front. That is the back of the pack. Okay, I think that'll be all for the time being. Hopefully that's helped you out. Thank you. Bye.